Okay, so picture this. You've got a company, one you probably use all the time, and its revenue triples in a single year. That sounds like a massive success, right? A home run? But what if I told you that in that same year, its profits were slashed by more than half? That is exactly what happened with Zomato, which is now part of a bigger company called Eternal. It's a story that seems to completely defy logic, but trust me, it reveals a huge bet on the future of how we all shop. Let's break it down.
I mean, just look at these numbers. On one side, revenue is absolutely skyrocketing, up 183%. But on the other, profit is in a total freefall, down 63%. This isn't just some small accounting quirk. It's a massive, glaring contradiction that has everyone talking. How on earth is this even possible?
So what is going on here? This is no accident. It's a deliberate, really high-stakes gamble on the future. And in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain, uncover the strategy behind these wild numbers, and figure out what it all means for one of India's biggest tech companies.
To really get the numbers, first, you got to understand the new name. See, Zomato's transformation into Eternal wasn't just some cosmetic rebrand. It was a loud and clear signal of a much, much bigger ambition.
Now, don't worry, the Zomato app you know and love is still there. But the parent company, the one behind the scenes, has totally evolved. Zomato Limited is now Eternal Limited. And you can think of it as a holding company specifically designed to house a whole portfolio of businesses with a vision that goes way beyond just food delivery.
You know, the CEO's own words kind of tell the whole story. He calls Zomato an accidental company, something born from a simple desire to serve. And that mission is really at the heart of this whole rebrand. The name Zomato just felt too small, too limiting for a company that now wants to build an entire family of businesses that all work together.
And here's the new family portrait. You've got Eternal at the very top, that's the parent. And then sitting under its umbrella, you have the original Zomato, but you also have Hyperpure for restaurant supplies, District for events and going out, and the star of our show today, Blinkit. The point is, Zomato is no longer the whole picture. It's just one piece of a much bigger and way more complex puzzle.
And let's be clear, Blinkit isn't just another piece of the puzzle. It's the new growth engine. It is the absolute key to unlocking the mystery of those crazy financial numbers we saw right at the start.
600%. I mean, that is just an explosive, almost unbelievable number. That's the growth of Blinkit's revenue in just 1 year. You see, as the original Zomato business started to mature and its growth slowed down a bit, Blinkit became the new star of the show. It became the entire focus of the company's strategy.
And this wasn't just some internal growth. This was about total market dominance. In the super competitive world of quick commerce, getting your groceries and stuff delivered in minutes, Blinkit just swooped in and captured nearly half of the entire market. This is the prize Eternal's fighting for, and they're clearly willing to pay a hefty price to win it.
Okay, so how did they pull off this incredible growth? Well, they had to completely change the way their business works. They shifted from being a simple marketplace to what's called an inventory-led model. Now, that might sound a little technical, but I promise you, it is the crucial pivot that explains everything.
Let's make this super simple. In the old model, the marketplace, Blinkit was basically like a mall owner. It just connected local stores with you, the customer, and took a small commission for its trouble. But in the new, inventory-led model, Blinkit is the store. It buys all the products, holds them in its own warehouses, and sells them directly to you. It's a total game changer. All right, so now we have the two key pieces of the puzzle, the big rebrand to Eternal and Blinkit's strategic shift to owning the inventory. Let's put them together and see exactly how they solve the mystery of those collapsing profits.
So, why that massive 183% jump in revenue? Well, it's all about how you do the accounting for that new inventory model. Because Blinkit now owns and sells the goods itself, it gets to report the full sales price of everything you buy as revenue, not just that tiny commission it used to make.
But here's the catch, and it is a huge catch. Look at that second line, purchase of stock. To get that 183% revenue growth, Eternal had to ramp up its spending on buying all that inventory by a staggering 542%. This is the massive, massive upfront cost of the new model, and it's exactly why their profit margins and their overall net profit took such a brutal hit.
And this chart just puts it all into perspective. You've got the mature, reliable food delivery business growing at a very respectable 14%. But quick commerce, with Blinkit leading the charge, is in a completely different universe, growing at 137%. This is the company's new engine, for better and for worse. So, the mystery is solved, the inventory model makes the revenue numbers look incredible, but the reality is that the costs to get that growth are even bigger. It's like way more money is coming in the front door, but even more money is flying out the back door to pay for all that stock. At least, for now.
So we've cracked the puzzle of the numbers, but that leaves us with a much, much bigger question. Is this a brilliant long-term strategy, or is it a reckless bet that could actually sink the company?
And the path forward is full of challenges. I mean, you've got slowing growth in their profitable food delivery business, you've got intense competition from rivals like Zepto and Swiggy, and of course, there's the fact that Blinkit's expansion is just burning through cash. Even their B2B business, Hyperpure, has seen its revenue decline as the company shifts all its focus and resources over to quick commerce.
But the company's leadership, they've made their choice crystal clear. They're deliberately sacrificing short-term profits, they're sacrificing healthy margins for what they call high-quality, sustainable growth. The bet is that by completely dominating the market right now, they'll build a much more valuable, much more defensible business for the long run.
And this isn't just talk. The company plans to open 3,000 of these Blinkit dark stores. These are basically miniature warehouses by March 2027. That is a massive investment, and it's a very clear signal that they're all in on owning the future of quick commerce.
So this all leaves us with the final crucial question. You've got Zomato, the established business, providing the profit, and you've got Blinkit, providing the explosive but very expensive growth. Can Eternal find the right balance between the two to truly live up to its ambitious new name? The answer to that is going to be fascinating to watch.